I thank the Speaker. I ask unanimous consent that all members have 5 legislative days to revise and extend their remarks and include extraneous material on this bill.
Without objection.
Mr. Speaker, I now rise and yield myself such time as I may consume in support of H.R. 1919. This bill has been before us before in this House chamber. We debated it in the last Congress. It's had the outstanding leadership, support, and advocacy by our Majority Whip here in the House, Mr. Tom Emmer of Minnesota, and I rise in strong support. At stake is a fundamental choice about the future of money in America, a choice between freedom or government control. Central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, put the government at the center of every financial transaction, monitoring, controlling, and possibly restricting how Americans could use their own hard-earned money. As American government-controlled digital dollar threatens to open the door to government overreach here at home. It would threaten individual privacy and stifle innovation by undermining progress that we've seen from private sector solutions like we just talked about on this House floor, privately issued U.S. dollar-backed payment stablecoins. That is a continuation of the evolution of the private sector guiding the expanse of our money, how we use our money to make payments. Formerly starting out with cash, we wrote checks, we used debit cards and ATM cards at the point of sale, we use credit cards, we can send money by wire transfer or by an electronic check. And so the private sector has innovated all along that continuum of financial technology, and that's why today we don't want the Fed to drive that, to potentially control it, to issue it, for individuals to bank at the Fed and be subject to these risks to privacy or surveillance. Let's stick with the approach of private sector solutions. We've already seen small glimpses of this possibility under the prior administration. House Financial Services Subcommittee Chair for Oversight and Investigations, Dan Muser of Pennsylvania, has been having a robust discussion about the debanking policies of the prior administration for politically disfavored industries. The capability for the government then to follow on and directly freeze or delete Americans' funds on a whim, it's not compatible with our values, with our cherished freedoms, or our way of life, or even the past approach to the evolution of payments in our country. Moreover, a government-run digital dollar would put the Federal Reserve potentially in direct competition with the private sector. Further, a CBDC would create unnecessary risks by consolidating financial power within the federal government, limiting choice and threatening the very innovation that made American financial markets the strongest in the world. For all these reasons, I'm thankful that consistently my friend, our colleague, Majority Whip Tom Emmer, has been leading the charge to prohibit the implementation of a U.S. central bank digital currency. And I thank him for the work he's done to elevate this issue in the Congress and bring this bill before us once again for a vote on this House floor. I hope all my colleagues can recognize that Article 1 determines how we issue money and how we value it, that that's a power of the Congress, and that we're not delegating it to the executive. We control that in Article 1. This bill says that you can't issue a CBDC without that specific, explicit authority and direction from the Congress. I urge all my colleagues to join me in supporting Mr. Emmer's bill, and I reserve.
The gentleman from Arkansas.